Hello, my name is Amos Tarfa, and my company Sparklearn Nigeria will be providing teacher training focusing on how AI can be used in education, but also other discussions about the history of math and science and STEM education. We have two people who will be sharing with the principals and owners of schools in Jos, and we want to invite you to join us. The times we're living in are very interesting. I'll give you one quick practical application of how AI can be used effectively in classrooms. Think about it this way. Back when I was in secondary school in Federal Government College, Lagos, the teachers would write the notes on the board, which was very helpful. And it's still a very good thing for us to have notes. But there was one teacher who would give his notes. He would give one notebook to a student or two students. Those two students will copy the notes and they will give it to more students. By the end of that chapter that we were studying in chemistry, everybody had all the notes. So somehow what this did was it allowed the teacher to be able to spend more time discussing the history and the concepts. So he didn't have to basically go through dictating all his notes because we had his notes. So the issue wasn't the notes anymore. We had all the notes we needed. And I have those notebooks right here with me. He had all the notes that we needed, but then it allowed him to have more time to discuss the actual background of the information. So for example, we were learning about the atomic theory of the atom, the discovery of the electrons and the discovery of the protons and the discovery of, work with the atomic structure. And he was able to just come into the class and just talk about the structure of the atom. So that allowed us to engage with the material very differently. And I actually have a lecture from him on my YouTube channel. Let me know if you want it. I sent somebody to go and meet him to record a video with him just last year, because I wanted his lectures to start being put somewhere because of how they help me understand chemistry and physics better. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because AI will allow for teachers to be able to copy their notes. So if you take your notes and take a picture, and we can train you on how to do this, you can upload it into a GPT, it's called. When you put it in the GPT, that means that your students, if you want them to have access to certain notes and so on and so forth and copy, those notes can now be available to those students effectively once they look online or when they go to the GPT. So there's a way to do this. We can teach you how to do this, but the idea is that you can create an AI system for your classroom. Now, what happens if your students don't have access to the internet and computers and so on? No problem. You can use AI as a tool to help you design curriculum materials, pictures, handouts, formula sheets, everything you need made for your classroom. You can use AI to do that. And then you can now have it printed and then taken to your classroom and used. And if printing is a concern, feel free to reach out to Sparklearn, because we have some people on our team that are also very good with printing. So I want to encourage you to make sure you understand the different aspects of how AI can be effective in helping your school help students better. Because you see, AI can write textbooks in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, AI can write a whole textbook of anything you want, however you need it written, right? So it's very effective in writing more examples and practice. It's an interesting time to be a teacher and to be in education. So let's help your school to have effective strategies for helping students for you to use AI, but then also for your students to understand how it works. Africa is ready for a revolution. It's time for a revolution, an education revolution that can transform the whole continent. Let's start that from Jos, by God's grace. Transform Jos, transform Nigeria, transform Africa by God's grace. That's the plan. So join us September 4th. Have a blessed day.